Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the Woodridge Parents Podcast, episode number 12.
Number 12.
I know. My name is Daniel Staley. This is my beautiful and lovely wife, Kelly.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Danny boy. Good.
And we are the hosts of the Woodridge Parents Podcast. We do this podcast once a week if you haven't been watching. Hopefully we are getting some new viewers from town. It keeps popping up. Not only with the police when I get tickets, but other people have mentioned things. I told you at Dr. Pantano's office, one of the newer ladies who works up at the front, she actually goes, "Oh, I recognize you from the Woodridge Parents page."
Ooh.
And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I don't know about that.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not,
Yeah.
but that's what it was. And I actually said, I was like, "Oh, you guys watch the podcast?" She's like, "No, what podcast?"
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I guess, and this is again right off the nothing that we're doing on the list is
Of
what we're
course.
talking about. These things
That's all
they
right.
come out. It's serendipity. They come out.
Yes. Organically, it comes out.
But that's good. Good
thank
call,
you.
Kelly.
I know. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
But so she says she sees me on the parents page,
Uh-huh.
of which I'm not really even on that much. I got I don't know, maybe I argued a couple things at one point she saw it, but I post these episodes every week on that parents podcast, but she hasn't seen those.
I don't
So
know.
it's weird how the algorithm goes. They don't get everything, they get what they think should be shared to them.
Yeah.
And I don't know. The first episode obviously is our biggest episode. It's got almost 400 views already. But
Yeah.
the other ones were averaging 100, 125, which is pretty good to be honest. But I'm surprised that it doesn't still get shared, or at least she doesn't notice it, but did notice my comments in the other one, which is
I don't know.
kind of a little more disturbing, really. I wonder what what I was commenting on but she said she agreed with me or whatever. She said something like, "I always speak my mind." I'm like, "Oh God."
Oh, that's definitely you.
Oh no. I just pushed it right into the podcast. I didn't even want to find out what she was actually talking about.
No, I know some people in Lyndhurst too have been saying how they've been watching the podcast and everything too, and that's a couple towns away.
Well, we have a lot of people on Instagram and stuff like that that follow.
That makes sense.
From most of the reels are mostly with you that are all popular.
Oh, that's good to know.
Kelly's become such a podcast star.
Oh, stop!
Everyone says how great she does, and then they're like, "Yeah, Dan, you're okay."
Yeah, I don't know where that's even coming from.
I don't know. Your voice is pretty good on the podcast. You project pretty well.
Well, listen, I have to project my voice every single day because when you're a teacher, you perform every single day. You have to change your tone multiple times a day because, you have one monotone tone, tone. It gets the kids, kind of.
Oh God.
Rumbling
upstairs. No, I agree with you though. Which
boring.
Is,
so yeah.
There's another podcast that we won't mention that it's a new podcast, and it's kind of monotone like that. It's just it's like they're having a conversation, and then we did this, and I really enjoyed it. And then we did this thing, and then we went over, and I went to work afterwards, and it was just everything was real nice. How do you feel about that? Oh well, that was really great, and do you want to know what? People have different strengths and weaknesses, and certain people. Wow. What? No, are you saying those people?
No, I'm not
saying. Podcast?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying how different people like different types of podcasts. Like some people like the more calm podcast. Some people like the more eccentric ones, like you and me.
I was wondering what words we were actually going to come up with.
Listen, I'm a reading specialist too. Okay, so
you are.
I got my.
The reading master.
I have my second graders writing 5-paragraph essays now. So getting back to that tomorrow. They have no idea what's coming.
Awesome.
But some people like podcasts a certain way, and some people are what is the word? Are drawn to more energetic ones, I guess.
More Riz.
More Riz, yeah, more Riz. If Danny says that to me any more times, how he has lots of Riz, I was going to flex on girls, I'm going to lose my mind. But anyway, moving on, Staley.
You get a lot of Riz.
Riz. Tell him what Riz is, please. Riz.
Do you not actually know the origin of Riz? Even just.
Well, having pizzazz? I don't even know. A coolness?
No, but that's a good guess because it's close. What word do you think Riz came from?
Okay, let's see. What word did Riz
It is
come
derived from the center of the word.
Izzo? I don't know. Don't laugh at me.
No,
You'll be in trouble later.
I'm trying to help you.
What? I don't know.
It's an English word.
Okay.
I don't know what origin from.
Okay.
Means off the top of my head without looking up. Actually, we'll play this fun game.
Oh, we're going to play a game. Nice.
Let's play this fun game.
All right. Competition. What is it? Or ChatGPT it?
No, that's it. Oh. So the definition is oh, wow, this is funny. Compelling attractiveness or charm that can inspire devotion in others.
Huh. So basically manipulation.
No.
Okay.
Sounds like Danny.
I know that does sound like Danny. But
let's see. Similar words.
Okay. So synonyms.
Mm-hmm. Charm.
Okay. Charm.
Presence.
Okay.
Aura.
Okay.
Personality.
All right.
Force of personality.
Oh, so how hard you go at it with people, right? Basically.
Mm-hmm. The second definition was a divinely or conferred power or talent.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
so
how many,
like a skill?
Let's see. I'm going to translate it into
what?
Italian. You said you took Italian, right?
In college, I got a B+ in it, so that was one of my lower scores.
No, I can't do that. I can't use that. It's like the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, where's German?
Oh, geez, what did it say?
We should I'm not a linguist. I'm not a linguist.
Okay.
But I think sometimes there have been like memes about this where like you'll have a word that in like English, Spanish, French, Italian, it's all basically the same. And then in German, it's just something completely different.
Okay. Can you even say it or no?
This word in German, the word in Italian was basically the same word.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go to French.
But wait, what was the word in German?
I'm not going to tell you just yet.
Oh, well, that's not fair.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
I have to guess.
In French, it's similar.
Okay.
Well, that might have been a secondary actual. Let me see. It might have actually been in German too. But there was like a secondary.
Okay.
Yeah. That looks like they just took the English word. And Espanol. Let's see what it is in Espanol. And then we won't keep this ruse up any longer. Chinese, English, A, B, C, D, E. If I have to do it, E, F, G, H. Where's Espanol? So I didn't see Spanish.
I know the suspense is killing us.
I know. Sorry.
Let's say.
Okay. Again, it's the same thing. The word.
Okay.
S. Charisma.
Do you want to know what? That makes sense. Charismatic.
So it's basically charisma in all languages, but then in German, in German, it's Ausstrahlung.
I think I busted my eardrum.
Ausstrahlung. Ausstrahlung.
So basically, it's like to be very smooth with your words and like your body, basically, to kind of be able to go into any situation and kind of just be able to rizzed up. But I'm saying you go into any situation and kind of just like be able to read the room and just kind of like slide into any conversation. Sure. Right?
You know, listen. So at one point I had heard like a definition of Riz, like it actually had like a negative scale in comparison to your actual looks and physical body.
Okay. All right.
So like, for example, again, trying to be humble here, but we think our boys are beautiful.
Of course, yes.
And are in pretty good shape. That's not as, undeniable. So that would actually be like a negative towards their riz.
Oh.
Like if you're like
so
not
like opposite,
as good looking.
Right? Okay.
But you have like a lot
Something
of
else.
charisma and you can get, the opposite sex.
Okay.
That would have like more riz.
Okay.
I mean, listen, if you're gorgeous and have unbelievable riz, then you still are rizzed up. But
the king of riz.
Right. You know what I mean?
King Rizzo.
Not King Rizzo. Shout out Rizzo.
Very good boss. Great boss. All right, go ahead. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean that we just did like 10 minutes on Riz, and that wasn't even. We did 30 minutes on prepping this, maybe more than that, trying to get these like things to put in the task sheet, and then as soon as we start, we just start talking about something else and went for 10 minutes. So it's good. We do have on the list upcoming belts and birthdays.
Yeah, next Saturday is going to be a very, very, very long day. A good day, but a very, very long day.
Yeah. So at our dojo, we always go to class and train on Saturdays.
I didn't go this
usually.
Saturday,
Okay.
but yes.
10 o'clock class. But now myself and Daniel Jr. and Johnny X
Johnny X.
We'll be getting our new belts, all of us, this upcoming Saturday. We're doing a promotion. I don't know if there's ever been a promotion with like 3 family members.
I don't think so, no.
I guess like you have the 3 girls, the sisters.
Yeah.
They would have all had to get promoted at the same time.
I guess so, yeah.
Cool.
That is cool.
I don't know if like a dad and 2 boys have ever got promoted at the same time, though. So I am going for my green belt promotion. Daniel is going for his full yellow belt. That is Daniel's white stripe, yellow. That's his 4th belt now.
4th belt already. That's crazy.
And little Johnny X is going for his white stripe belt.
White stripe? Yellow stripe. White stripe.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a yellow stripe. It's white, and then it's a white belt with a yellow stripe down the middle. Okay. And then they get a half white, half yellow. Okay,
that's what Danny has right now with like...
Correct.
Okay.
And then you go full belts. You still go the kids go half belts in judo. Jiu-jitsu has a little bit of a different belt system, like grays and orange and reds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in judo, you definitely stick with a half a belt. So he'll be yellow now, and then his next belt will be the orange yellow.
Yes, I actually saw one of the kids. I don't know if it was orange green.
Correct.
He had something. It was like
that's
a half
once
belt.
You get an orange.
Yes.
That was I forget the kid Frey's son. Connor.
Yeah.
Shout out Connor. He already had his orange belt, and now he's almost going to his green. Wow. Which I mean makes sense too, because if you start like Daniel started at 4, but again, not like some of these other martial arts. By the time you're 12, you don't get a black belt.
Yeah, I know.
Like if you start at 4 and basically stick with it for a while, you could get your black belt by like
high school,
16,
like high schoolish. Right?
I think 16 might be the minimum, actually.
Okay, well that makes sense though.
But that's with like going all the time and being good. And
do they still have to fight to get their black belt at that age?
Heck yeah,
they do. Okay, I wasn't really sure about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, just curious.
Absolutely. To be like a real, like you can get like promoted, like honor, like
honorary.
Yeah,
okay.
Honorary. But yeah, you gotta fight.
But that makes sense though too. I mean, you can't be on the same level as
like
what
and I'm now a lot of these tournaments I'm it's good that I'm 40 and like in my early 40s it's good because I'm fighting like 40 and up or masters and stuff like that. But if you're good and you're sick and Danny could be 16, he could be 6'2", 180 pounds. Like. He fights some 40-year-old guy who's been doing judo for 10 years trying to get his black belt. He would kill them.
Well, yeah.
Even the kid Michael, the black belt from our place, he just turned 18, so happy birthday, Michael. He's really good. And I outweigh him by 60 pounds, 50 pounds. And he's technically way better than me, but like I can kind of like just muscle him over in a lot of positions, but not always. And he's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
So like, he's 18 and I'm 41. and I outweigh him by 60 pounds, and in like a, you know, the tournament like a point situation in a fight, like I could probably catch him.
If
like I threw him a couple times. If I can get in close to him and really kind of just lock it down and just dive into it, he has a hard time stopping me. But it's hard for me to get that grip.
Of course.
It's hard for me to get in there. And he's moving all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And he's pulling, you know, if he gets me off balance, I'm going.
Of course, yeah.
So, yeah, you could absolutely fight at that age. There's that girl, Helena Carver, whatever, the jiu-jitsu girl. I think she might have just turned 18 or 17, but like she fights, she's by far the number one, like at her age, like junior or whatever. She destroys everyone.
Yeah.
And she comes in like third and second in like the senior nationals.
Oh, okay. Wow.
I mean, you know, you look at a lot of these guys, most football players and basketball players, their prime is in their 20s, early 30s now that they're older. But, you know, some kids are gigantic at that age.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it's also cool that the same day as the belt promotion is Daniel's birthday.
Yes.
Again, I don't know if we talked about this fully on here. We were going to do like a dojo birthday party.
It, yeah.
We ended up not doing it. We're just going to go out to eat with the family as we usually do. Not that it wouldn't have worked at the dojo, but I don't think for the amount of people and like the kids and parents and size, like the size, didn't necessarily want to be kind of like jammed in on that. And then I also, in the back of my head, I don't want to be responsible for having kids outside the dojo come here and then something gets screwed up. And I'm paying, we're obviously paying, and then it's not necessarily a responsibility, but
you always have to jump in anyway. Yeah.
We ended up not really doing it. And again, he's in
not
first grade right now. And I was thinking about this the other day. And even he said something. He's like, oh, okay, you know, I was thinking about having a party with my friends and stuff like that. I was like, Danny, you know, in a couple of years you can. Like,
it's not even. Go ahead. No, you go. The birthday parties aren't even a big thing anymore. Yeah. I mean, being in the classroom, like, there's not. I remember maybe like 10 years ago, I always had people giving me invitations, for the entire class, but now things are so expensive, and if they don't have it for the entire class, you can't hand them out. Right. And there's really not a lot of people having class or big kid birthday parties. I think that is
actually the thing we had touched on a while back. When
no one's really doing it anymore.
Parties. It's either an expensive birthday party or nothing.
Or nothing. That's just how it is.
There is no $15, $20. Like even the dojo thing, we were kind of, because they haven't done it before, so we were kind of like piloting the program. But even, you know, 20 kids at $300, and we were going to buy the pizza. That's only $15 to them. They pay a kid or two $100 to work the party. Really. Yeah. And it's good to get people into the dojo. Exactly, they see it like, oh, this is cool. I should try come and do judo and blah blah blah. But
I mean,
they have like a catering bar thing underneath the dojo, which in the past they had used before, but I think they don't have access to anymore. So that really kind of
because didn't they do the Christmas party down there that we didn't go to? Was it 2 years?
3 years ago.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't
this past year. They did not.
They didn't.
It there.
Oh, okay. Else. All right.
So
there wasn't really. I mean, again, I know the activities would have been great for the kids, but there was no place to actually have them have their pizza, have the cake. I mean, like in the front of the dojo, yes, but right by the door, it's like cold. It would have been,
it would have been. I didn't even think about the tables.
That's where, but that's what I was thinking about too. Like where in my other place, like they have room for it, but again, like
the only really other option would be in the other room on the mat.
You're not gonna do it on the mat with the kids.
I mean, if you put down like a tarp,
I know, but if there is a way to get something messy, even the kids that don't even mean to do it, it'll happen.
Well, no, you would have to cover the mat.
Yeah, so
those are old, kind of beat up mats anyway on the extra side.
Yeah,
but again, you didn't really want to do that.
No,
so that's pretty much the gist of that.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna get him his little birthday present.
Yeah.
And again, like we have to see as things get a little bit, nicer weather out too. And plus our boys have John's birthday is a month later. So we might do a little joint thing someplace, take him somewhere, but again.
The new Kids Empire is open in Lodi. Yeah.
And Tara told me it was actually really nice.
I'm sure it's great. And we can afford it if we just bring the two kids, but I don't,
I was looking at prices. They had
$40 a kid or whatever.
Well, for a meal, because they do two rates. It's like one is like a snack I think it was like $25 per kid. The other one was a meal. And I'll be honest with you, the kids are not eating the food. It's a waste of money. But again, like that's a lot of money. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I know he would love to have his friends there. But again, like it just adds up really, really quick because there's always going to be, okay, so let's say there's 24 kids in this class. Not everyone's going to end up coming, but then you have the family you have to invite, the other cousins you have to invite, where it adds up to be a lot of money.
Well, it's not even a kid
for 2 hours.
It would have been easy just to do the kids in the class. It was only a couple kids in the class, and then it was the kids from Judo, and then it was the kids from the football team, and then it was the kids from the
and family
team,
and cousins. Like it adds up.
Yeah, I just
And like for that type of a thing, like you have to have certain people come. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just insane. And it's only for 2 hours. It's not even. I remember birthday parties used to be like 3 or 4 hours long. It's 2 hours now, the max.
Well, geez, Louise, with the prices you're paying, you can't afford to.
No, I know, but like it just. It's just 2 hours. Even like the birthday parties that we go to, from John's cousin Chuck E. Cheese, it's 2 hours long. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, it's just in my opinion at this age, I think it's not worth it. I think it's a waste. I don't know how much they're going to remember from like this time, and I think from 10 to 12, if they have nice parties, they're going to remember that and appreciate that much more.
Absolutely. I mean, if we had summer birthdays, then we could just have like something in the backyard, but that's not really the case. No. But as I get older too, like when I was younger, I had little birthday parties, growing up. We would go to classic the athletic gym. They would have like 3 events. Pizza would be included, cake would be included. I think my mom said back then it was maybe like $150 for like 30 people. Yeah. Which again, like wasn't really that much, but
it ain't gonna be like that.
No. But like as I got older, my parents would give me a choice: do you want to have a birthday party or do you want like a really big gift? And yours truly always chose their really big gift. Yeah. We would still go out to dinner and eat or whatever, and you're
kind of rolling the dice when you have the birthday party because you got to see what the presents you get back.
Exactly, that too. And even if you give your kid a birthday party, you're still giving them a present. You're not going to be like, okay, well, the party's your gift.
Yes,
no, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. So, I mean, even regardless, we were still going to get him a gift anyway. And he's gotten like a lot of great gifts over the past couple of years. Like he already has his bike. Yeah. He has his Xbox. He gets Roblox all the time. Really, both of them too. Yeah. John always gets a little bit ahead of time than when Danny had to wait a little bit just because John's
got his bike last year and honestly he rode it like 4 times.
Yeah, but this year, they're bigger this year now. But like, John is always going to get things a little bit sooner than Danny did because again, he wants to be with his brother. So we have to see what we're going to do. And again, like Danny's probably is going to get that watch that he's been wanting to like call, like know that pop and stuff. Yeah. And that John's going to want the same thing because they're going to want to call each other from different,
we're going to have to, that's basically what the presents are going to be for the birthday. So it's a good thing if anyone talks to Daniel or Johnny, don't tell them their birthday presents. But that has a tracker on there too. So whenever they go on class trips, they can track their little buns if I'm not there. Yeah, I know. No, you'll most likely always be there.
No, I know. Well, for Doyle, they didn't go on any class trips this year. Last year they did, but they didn't really want any other chaperones because it was like just like a theater trip where they were just like sitting down and kind of like watching something. But always a little bit crazy when it comes to class trips because
Well, the winter season seems to be kind of wrapping up as
you just jinxed it.
T-ball and baseball.
Winter. Meeting. No. Okay, because whenever I hear winter,
now we're talking about sports.
I know.
Focus.
I was thinking about the snow.
Winter has come. We still might get more snow, but
I know.
It is what it is. T-ball and instructional meetings we had. We have 2 teams.
Yay!
You'll be on the T-ball team with myself. And myself, Gino Skolko. I think it's Frank Adjosa.
I guess
that's who else is coming. Joe Santiago, supposedly, although he can't figure out how to get signed up on the website. So we're gonna have not like last year, where it was basically you, myself, and Joe, and then Joe never came because he was fishing all the time, which was okay because that helps the fishing podcast that we do that actually pays us. So
yeah,
that was fine. That being said, it's going to be a lot easier now Gino is technically the manager.
Yeah.
Although I'm going to be like the deep state actual manager.
And the funny thing is too, like we're gonna like a lot of the kids are just going to be like the sons. So it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit more like. I mean, like last year, I yelled a lot anyway because I just always do. But like it's gonna be more like I think like under control just because of the fact like all the dads are gonna be in charge. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that should be interesting. It should be fun.
Yeah, and then I have an instructional team as well.
Yeah.
Shout out Gus Lopez and James Pryor, my assistant coaches. Pretty sure both of them were in instructional last year.
Oh, okay.
So by all means, take the reins, gentlemen, and I'll just do the the online paperwork.
Well, do you want what you could do too? Since Danny's instructional, Danny can be a little assistant, little coach to your T-ball team, and
Johnny said he wanted to be the boy.
The bat boy for So there you go. So I can just kind of like hang out with the two moms, like during instructional.
It's going to be interesting to see them try to hit the ball in the air.
Yeah.
Nobody on my team has practiced that in T-ball. And to be honest, we really didn't even practice batting almost at all. The first year we did a little bit, and it took so long. It was such a disaster. That the second year we didn't.
And they did better.
And it showed no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, they did better, I think.
No difference at all.
Well, here's the thing, too. Like, personally, because, I played softball and stuff growing up. Like, coach pitch is great and everything, but if they had just like a pitching machine that would just go maybe like 10 miles an hour or something, that would be better because some people, I mean, I can't, lob the ball in the same spot. I'm not trying to stand
in front of
what I mean?
The kid because like eventually a couple of them are going to
they're going to whale them.
I'm going to have to be like dodging out of the way, and I'm not really trying to do that.
No,
Baseball season's like the hangout season for me.
God. No, but I used to help my friend. Again, this is like even before we met each other. I was the assistant coach for her daughter's little softball coach pitch team. And I got hit in the head a couple times with the bat. Oh my God, these little girls are so cute. But, like I would try to, not like wind up and throw fast, underhand. But I mean, it's hard to put it in the same spot every single time, where it's not fair to the batter either. Like they're going to be like, like trying to be hitting like beach balls and everything. And, it's just not fair. So, I mean, if they did have a pitching machine, that would make things go a lot faster, a way, way faster. But
yeah, it's interesting. And I think like they keep scoring like it's like,
so it's like a real game now.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, I hear you.
We're ending in ties.
Well, I mean, listen, dude. In T-ball, first of all, it was always like that in T-ball. And second of all, again, we made like, I think it was like, I remember 12 being the number. Like
outs?
12 like actual outs.
Yeah, I remember.
All year. So like, how long are we playing these games if we made 12 outs all year?
I know.
Like, what's the point of keeping score if it's going to be 48 to 47. Like,
do you remember when Arishi actually caught the ball? It was like a legit out. I think we all everyone went like nuts.
Well, it's because again, the draft and all that, everything will be over. But hopefully, some of the coaches can watch this and they can learn a little bit in T-ball. And I actually learned this from the gentleman. I think it's Mark Rams something. Sorry, Mark Rams Minion. He actually said this the first time I ever coached. And then he must have been, I think he's in instructional again this year because his kid was older because he wasn't there last year.
Okay.
But he said, you got to move the kids around at the positions.
Absolutely.
Whoever's at the pitcher's mound, as soon as they get one or two balls, throws it over, switch them out.
Absolutely.
Because 90% of the balls go to the pitcher and like a
third over there.
Third, like a close third or first base. So instead of just putting everyone out in the field and they all mush in and tackle each other, we had everyone went to real positions.
Yeah.
Now they were up a little bit, Yeah. There's the outfielders at the tip of the grass.
That's okay though. That's good. Course. That's good.
But they weren't attacking each other. A few of them.
Yeah.
But keeping 2 kids or 3 kids separated is way easier than keeping the other kids. Now you could say maybe those kids that are in the deeper fields aren't paying attention. Well, fine. but it gets past them plenty of times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, and if you still have them move to the bases, and make the throws and try to at least catch it a little bit, then it works out.
Well, even like them just getting used to the names of the bases.
Correct.
So they know, oh, well, I'm at first base. Oh, well, now I'm at shortstop. Oh, now I'm at third base. Like, I mean, like, I know they can't have a catcher yet. Obviously, with like the bad stuff, that probably starts in the minors. Was it majors, minors, whatever? But it's really important.
I just realized that just like a coach is probably going to be a catcher in instructional. I keep calling it intermediate, but it's instructional.
Well, do I know what? Luckily, we have enough coaches this year, so we're good.
Well, so shout out James Pryor. He's a couple years older than me, although I think he's 2 years older than me because James and I went to school together. I actually love James. James, hello. Gus, I believe, is younger. So Gus, hopefully you have better knees. Pause. And you can be the catcher. So good. There you go, Gus. Gus said he was the quarterback at Union City, I believe, too. So good. Hopefully, if I get the football job and he's on the coaching staff with me, he can take care of the quarterbacks.
There you go.
But yeah, so we have our draft this Tuesday. I always tell people I'm going to post the podcast on Tuesday, and then generally comes out a little later. But so I'm going to get it out when I get it out.
Oh, so this Tuesday, so I'm taking the kids to Judo again this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I don't think I have a Lions Club on Thursday, though.
I don't think so.
No.
All right. No, that's good, though, because I got I just went food shopping before, so I had a slow cook pork ready. So nice. Tuesday night dinner. There you go, babe.
Yeah, we have the actual draft that's 7:00. So we'll all be there, and we'll figure out who is what.
Yeah. Well, our team is almost T-ball is already almost accounted for.
Yeah, I know. I have to if their parents aren't coaching, it's not as guaranteed. But I'm gonna obviously do everything I can to make sure I get the people. So yeah.
Yeah, but you have to make a list of kids, like because there's so many.
I know who they are, but I can't unless it gets around to me and I can pick them. In T-ball, it's a little easier, but once it gets past that, I can't really it's got to be a draft.
Well, I'm just talking about T-ball right now. That's the only thing.
And then also Christine Opito Cruz. Yeah. Her kid is in Johnny's grade, and he's on the list, and she's on the list to coach too. But also I think we have 4 or 5 coaches now. So if another team doesn't really have coaches, they have to kind of get the kids whom parents are going to coach.
Yeah.
Christine was a good athlete too. She was really good at basketball, and
she played basketball.
She played softball, pretty sure, and volleyball.
Okay, but yeah. A lot of people that play basketball always play volleyball.
Yeah.
That was
kind of
like their.
She was over 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
So her brother was really good. Her brother played soccer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, probably juniors, big Guido.
Yeah.
So Mark, he was really good at soccer. Supposedly he used to go, I think in Lyndhurst or Kearney or something, and play these big games when he was in high school.
It's probably Kearney.
Yeah.
It's probably Kearney. Lyndhurst did that too, but Kearney was.
No, I don't mean on the Woodard. He was these were
U teams
pickup. No, almost pickup games with men.
Oh really?
Because I think what's his name? The soccer goalie was from Kearney. Tony Miola.
Oh yeah.
So he was playing with Italian guys, playing real soccer.
That was definitely probably Kearney though. Yeah, definitely Kearney.
This wasn't
wasn't Lyndhurst.
I'm sure he played on those travel teams too.
Because Kearney has all those different leagues there too. Yeah. Lyndhurst didn't really have those.
He was
leagues.
playing a men's league when he was
definitely
in high school.
It was definitely Kearney.
Yeah. Well, shout out Michael Pino. All right, T-ball and instructional meetings and draft. We did note for the baseball equipment. So if you do need to if you're new to baseball or T-ball specifically, obviously T-ball and stuff like that. So the equipment requirements are a little different. At least from when we grew up, me personally.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, maybe I don't know how long it's kind of been like this, but when we grew up, you got a whole uniform. The team had helmets. The team had bats. You had your mitt. You got your own cleats, obviously, stuff like that. But now you do have to get your own baseball pants, a pair of gray baseball pants. Yep. We get everything at Dick's. I don't know if there's a better place. I'm sure you could just get them on Amazon, to be honest.
But Dick's is pretty. I mean, I like the quality that they have there. I like the variety also that they have at Dick's.
You have to try his cleats on that he bought last year.
We had to buy new ones last year, remember, because his foot grew so much.
Right, and then they didn't have them.
We had to order them.
Yeah, so we have to make sure we do that.
I honestly think we need to get John new ones anyway, and because I think he has a 1.5 now, but he's up to a size 2, both of them. So we're gonna have to get new ones.
So you need baseball pants, you need baseball cleats, you get a jersey, you get a hat,
and you get socks. And a belt you get too.
And you get a belt.
Yeah.
So you need to purchase cleats, pants, obviously a mitt. You need to purchase a bat. I guess, again, theoretically,
you don't really need
to purchase a bat, but almost everyone else is going to have their own bat.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want your kid to have their own bat, great. If not, whatever.
And personally, as a mom too, because this would kind of drive me crazy last year, they only give you 1 pair of socks. Okay. Yeah. So if you if you're able to get a couple other pairs of socks from Dick's or Amazon within the same color, I would suggest that too, because sometimes like when you're doing laundry, it just gets lost and you're running around.
To wear socks, really, but
no, I know, but like you don't want the kid to feel like he's not dressed like the rest of the team. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I would suggest that like what we're gonna do this year, depending on what color that the boys are given, just get an extra pair or 2 of the socks so you're not driving yourself crazy every single Saturday morning or Friday night trying to find it. Yeah. That's just personally just to make lives easier and to make just like one less thing you have to worry about. I didn't think about that past couple of years, but now I am.
Helmets, you got to get your own helmet. I guess is good now. You keep saying about like lice and so after COVID, you don't put another kid's helmet on.
Yeah.
We never had to buy our own helmets.
Me neither.
When we were kids, but myself again, I think we talked about having a large head. It was always like I needed like the adjustable helmets with like the the bigger ones. So I guess it's good that you get that all kind of taken care of beforehand.
And the helmet And the helmet lasts for a while, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, Danny used the same one for the past 2 years.
And I'm sure he'll be fine for this year too with the helmet.
I think so. It was pretty big, really.
Yeah, it was good though.
But it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I guess they're just getting used to wearing it.
Pretty much, yeah, and like keeping it on because like it would be so funny. Sometimes last year you would have the kids running after they would run to first base and they would just like take off their helmet. We're like, no, leave it on. Yeah. But yeah, definitely a helmet. And
so we had bought him batting gloves. It's probably not necessary. Sorry, big batting glove companies. It's kind of a pain in the butt putting it on and taking it off.
Because they don't know how to do it yet. They don't know how to put those gloves on.
He doesn't leave it on like under his mitt.
No.
So like, I mean, I guess we could kind of like teach him to do that, but then it's.
But do you want to know what? I don't know how you were when you were playing baseball. I did not like leaving my batting glove underneath my mitt.
I kind of liked that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, a lot of people didn't.
You see, for me,
more grip and control.
Now, you see, I felt, again, like I played baseball growing up too. Like I felt that, I mean, I always used it when I would bat, like that would give me the good grip, like swinging. But underneath my mitt, I felt like I didn't have enough control where I could like really squeeze the glove with the batting glove on. That was just me though. I mean, I kind of liked feeling the leather inside and I could really bear down whenever I would get the ball to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know everyone's different, but it's so funny because like when you see these kids put like their batting gloves on, they don't know how to put regular gloves on themselves at all at that stage yet. No, so I mean, I'm used to this like from like school too, putting on the gloves. Usually the mittens were, but it was just a pain. And then they would be inside out, and then you try to push it.
Yeah,
so
no, these are the things that like from school that I wouldn't have even thought of because
I mean, it's
put
just
the glove on, dude.
But he isn't. But
I'm like, what is that? Like, what?
And that's why I was like, listen, they can't do it yet. It takes forever. And like again, like being a teacher, we know these things. But again, like if you didn't know, you wouldn't know.
I couldn't understand why he couldn't put the stinking
and
gloves on.
And Danny would be getting so frustrated. I'm like, no, kiddo, I understand. It's okay. Yeah. Then I'll tell you, I'm like, listen, they can't do it yet. It's hard for them, like the fine motor. They just can't do it yet.
Apparently.
And that's why we're like, okay, we're not using these gloves anymore.
Yeah.
Wait till they get to a little bit older.
Yeah. All right. So,
oh my gosh.
The baseball and softball.
Oh, question first. Do they need to wear cups moving forward for Danny now?
I don't know. We still have the one that we never even opened.
No, I know, but I mean, like moving forward, like when do they actually start wearing that for boys?
I think, from what I remember,
it's
just
mandatory.
Like pitchers had to wear cups.
That's it. Even like you never had to wear it like when you were playing baseball.
I don't remember. I've worn cups, but like by the time I got in high school, I didn't wear.
Well, football too. He has to wear. Really? See, I have no idea. I was just kind of curious about this.
I don't know. Like, maybe I don't think anybody wore cups.
No. Oh, okay. Like, would they say it's a requirement? Like, if it's like, or no?
I think like in Pop Warner it might have been, but like, I feel like I remember like he had like cup check.
No, right? I mean, like, again, for me, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. We didn't wear it in high school.
Really? Huh.
It was too like you didn't really get hit in that region too often. I mean, if I was a running back, maybe a quarterback, but then they wouldn't have wanted that down there either because I got to run.
I was just curious because I know that like I don't like what sports would they wear then?
I don't think any pros really wear it.
No, but I mean like for like kids, what is required?
I know if you're a catcher.
A catcher, absolutely, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know.
So something to look into.
Yeah. The high school baseball and softball starts, I think, the second week in April. So that'll be coming up. That's good. Tell us about the Prince and Princess dance.
Okay, so last night at Sacred Heart, they do this every year, and this is actually Johnny didn't go to it last year. We had something to do. I don't know what it was, but it was something to do that night. Danny went to it the year prior. And it was, it was cute. They decorated the gym, little like things around, for, like where was like a castle. And then they had like different Disney princesses coming out and everything. They had pizza for the kids, the little cookies. They had a couple little stations where they could decorate like a shield or like a mask or something. So as we walked in last night, the boys got a little boutonniere. We actually brought it home, and the girls got a pink flower, a little corsage. John got a white boutonniere. Walked in, and they had a DJ. They had like a little castle on the stage. It was really cute. John walked in, and he was just kind of like shocked. Aww. He was very nervous. He was very, very shy. A very different experience I had from when Danny was there, because when Danny walked in, he was ready to friggin' party. He was doing like turtle spins on the floor. He was, just dancing. It's kind of crazy because
like right before he left, he was showing us all he's like, I mean, did you smooth it? Like he showed us 5 different dances he was planning on doing.
I mean, he told me that only 2 of his little friends were there. And he didn't really, I was like, do you want to, I'm like, come on, honey, we'll go over and talk to them. And he was like, Mommy, are you leaving me? I'm like, no, I'm not leaving you. Where else am I going to go tonight? Like, no, I'm here with you. I am your date. Okay. I am here. And, he was just, I don't know if it was too many people were there. They were adults, obviously, different adults there too. They were dressed up a little bit. And it was very loud, and a lot of kids were, again, like when kids go to that type of situation, they're just running around screaming. That is not John. He is very reserved. Like he can be a party animal, trust me. But he's like, why couldn't Danny come? I was like, well, honey, this is your school now. Next year, when you go to the Pirate and Princess dance at Doyle, you can hang out with your brother and all his friends, and you're going to have friends there too. Okay. So it started at 6:30. By 7, John was like, Mom, we gotta go. I'm like, no, we're not. We just got here, please. But at 7:15, I texted Dan and I was like, I don't know how much longer I can keep him here for, because he was very nervous around people. And he ate his pizza, he had his cookies and stuff. We took a couple pictures, but he just didn't, I don't know. He was just super, super nervous. And it wasn't like how Danny was when he was there. Danny was just like, yeah. But again, I'm glad he experienced it. He looked so cute in his little costume. But when I went over to my parents' house today for a few minutes, I showed them the picture, and then my dad was like, oh, he looks nervous. I'm like, I know he looks nervous. Like he wasn't himself at all. But
is that the first time he's been in something like that?
Yeah, probably.
And I know Danny.
That was the first time for him too, but he just kind of like rolled into it. I mean, again, I know like when we went there for Danny, like right away there were a lot of his friends that were there. for John, I don't know how involved those friends were with this. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw a couple of people I knew, there. But again, like it wasn't really too organized where it was just people like kids just like running around screaming. And that's not John. You know what I mean? Like Danny wouldn't do that. He was like Danny used to dance and everything when he was there. But John, I was actually even trying to dance with John. I was trying to spin him around. Like, oh my goodness, look at your cape. It's spinning around, And he's like, Mommy, we need to go home. I'm like, can we please stay I'm the one telling him, let's stay for 10 more minutes,
Johnny wanted.
But, he missed his brother. But again, like he has to learn that he cannot rely on Danny in those situations either. Where next year when he does, when he does go to Doyle, for this, and again, I'm gonna be chaperone. I mean, I'm the proof chaperone, so like I'll be there anyway. But they do break the kids into grades where like one grade will be going to arts and crafts, and then one grade's gonna be doing the dance. So I don't know. Dan over here might have to get approved to be a chaperone for Doyle, which is very easy because
the dance chaperone.
Yeah, so you're gonna be with but anyway, we took a couple cute pictures last night, but you could see he just wanted to he really missed his brother. So as soon as we got home last night, he was like, Mommy, can I just hang out with Danny? I'm like, yeah, sure. So they went upstairs to, Danny's room. They were watching TV. And then when I went upstairs, John was back in his room. I guess he got tired. But, they were like, Danny was like, don't worry, John, we can hang out. I know you missed me. I missed you too, little brother. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to start crying. Oh my God. But
see, we already talked. Who's going to be the first one to cry in the podcast?
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm not crying.
You're tearing up right now. Look at him. Does everyone? I wish we could have a close up, glistening in his eyeballs, glistening.
Now I'm laughing because it's funny.
Yeah, wow. But again, like it was really cute that John like just looks up to his brother so much, That's but great. We said for next year for T-ball, you can move John up at 6, right, to the older division, so they would actually be on the same team together for a year.
Yeah, we might as well just to make it easier.
Yeah, because then like at least like all his friends too will be in the same. Even like Rocco and Mateo, they'll be moving up anyway. So they'll and even little Joey, they'll all be moving up together. So that'd probably be the best thing. He'll get a little bit more experience with that because John has a good arm. Danny's good too, but John has every day after school before he plays Xbox, because like baseball is my dad's thing. It's my dad's thing. And which is
weird though, because he doesn't watch baseball at all.
He likes to play. Even though he was a cop, they had like a cop team, and he always used to play it. He loved playing it. Back in the day, he used to like watching stuff. He likes watching hockey now. Obviously, has always been his thing. But yeah, he grew up playing baseball, especially the baby boomers. All they saw was baseball. So like they practice every day throwing and catching. And John is good. He has a catcher's body where he's square, you know what I mean? But we shall see how he does this year and next year. Oh my gosh.
Good. All right. What do you got? You have any announcements, Kelly?
Only a couple things, honestly. Like tomorrow is the Woodridge Board of Ed meeting at 7:00.
Well, don't say tomorrow. When is this?
Oh, sorry. My mistake. On Monday, February 24th, is a Board of Ed meeting in Woodridge at 7:00. On Wednesday.
This isn't going to be posted by then.
I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Well, Wednesday, February 26th is a Doyle half a day. So my parents are picking him up for us on Wednesday.
Nice.
And then just something for faith formation for CCD for Assumption. The next class for group 1, which is K through 3, which I'm a kindergarten CCD teacher, is going to be this Sunday. Okay. At 9:15, and then they get out at 10:35. March 2nd. March 2nd. So this coming Sunday is group 1's course. Cool. In the intermediate school. Excuse me. I was like,
I keep calling instructional intermediate, but
I know. But that's really it for my little thing. There's really not a lot going on, honestly.
That's okay. All right. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for us for today. I'm sure the boys are happy, so they can come back down and play Xbox.
Absolutely.
We got to build an addition to the house, apparently.
Oh,
no, I think the garage.
well, that's our next
home
summer
renovation
project.
is our next project. Which,
let's talk about that
then,
more. Summer project. I love talking about summer projects.
We'll talk about that next time.
Oh, okay, fine.
I don't want to get into that too much, but we're gonna have to just tear up
the
garage ourselves, and then
I can use a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God. I hope you got that.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I can have a couple girls coming over and then we'll get rid of that stuff in a second. Me and Tara.
Oh my God.
We got a lot of rage.
Oh my God. All right, Kelly. Well, I love you.
Love you too.
And I love you too. We'll see you guys later.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.